And I think there's two distinct problems, right? The first one is getting on somebody's feed.
Mm-hmm.
The second one is getting them to take action and actually booking them, like converting them.
Right.
Right. So let's tackle them separately. Getting on the feed, like, I think we need to become problem aware that this is actually a problem, right? It is no longer published and it pushes to people. And like 10 years ago when I started being a content creator on LinkedIn, like it would go to everybody, right? I didn't have to really work on my hook and like, no, people would comment. Now, every post is an audition to get on the feed.
Yeah.
So why do we audition to get our own stuff on the feed? I'm specifically talking about LinkedIn, but I do think it's relevant to other platforms. I'm just not native to them. But
yeah, same.
Here's my hot tip.
Hot take alert.
Hot take.
I need an alert.
Okay.
I don't have.
So the number one driver of new business via LinkedIn is going to happen in the DMs, right? Oh yeah, let's chat. Here's my Calendly link. Off we go, right? So how do we get there? What's the number one driver of DMs?
I don't know.
Profile views.
Ah, interesting.
And if you think about it, my LinkedIn profile gets far more traffic than my marketing website. But where do I spend energy? Iterating on, right? And it's not even close. Like we actually have the research behind it. It's not even close. So
yeah.
So if you add up everyone on your team, add up all of those profile views versus your marketing site.
Yeah. I think that happens a lot. And here's why I think it, and for me and my agency's philosophy, it's human first, is that I can't tell you. I had the question twice in the last 24 hours about, should I start a LinkedIn company page? And my answer was no. Nobody cares. Nobody wants to connect with a company. Like, you're doing logistics. Nobody cares about the latest packaging logistics, information you're gonna share. They care about you. They care about your founder, what's going on in your life, right? We connect with humans first, and then if we happen to be a client or we happen to care about the company or the industry, then maybe we'll follow what your company has to say or your post, but very few people, and very few of those are even getting to the feed. But why would you waste time trying to connect real humans to a fake page for an organization?
Right? Let's work with biology. We are hardwired to connect with other humans and relate to them and their stories. And
so the same thing I was going for you is the same thing is true on your website. Is like, so many people ask me for case studies and stuff in marketing too. And I found out some cool ways to do it by interviewing your clients and featuring them in videos and stuff. But I'm assuming if you're putting a case study on your website, it's going to say you did a great job and got them a great ROI. Like, I've never seen a case study that says like,
really messed that one up.
They spent $100,000 and they did not get one lead. No. It was a disaster. So if that's true, then what you're seeing is this curated, polished kind of front door that's fake news, and we don't have time for fake stuff anymore. We just literally don't have the bandwidth, and we know that we can't trust it. So unless you can find some way to get independent reviews or other, information that's real or make it very personal in a way, like, then it just really is back to being like a digital business card for me. And so I'd rather connect with a human than see their business card.
Yeah. So I want to connect this back to getting LinkedIn DMs, because that's how we get
Oh,
business,
yeah,
right?
right.
So number one driver of DMs is profile views. Now, here's the tricky part. What do you think is the number one driver of profile views?
I am going to say commenting on somebody else's post.
Yeah. Yeah. They already have a spot in the feed. They've done the hard work of stopping the scroll. That the user has clicked in to the comments, and so you don't have to do any of that. All you have to do is drop into that conversation, like you were at a networking event and you overhear something and you're like, oh, actually, I have an experience with that. And of course you do, because you're a brilliant human with life experiences to share. And if you're doing that regularly, with basically people who have the audience of your primary persona. So mine is like a sales leader at a tech startup, big vision, doesn't know how, like technically how to do it. I want that person's eyeballs. So who do they look up to? They look up to Scott Leese, Kevin Dorsey, right? So I'm going to want to comment on theirs every day, at least 5 quality contributions on those thought leaders' posts every day. And you know what happens? You become a seasoned regular, right?
Yeah.
It's the name. It's go to network, but it's like people won't even open the email if they recognize your brand or your company. It's your name. Right. It is your name. So you really want to build that name recognition and that relationship with the content creator, sure, but their audience. So interacting with the other season regulars. You got Norm, you got Cliff, you got Woody, like
getting back to your everybody knows your name and Boston roots.
yes.
I like the way you tied it together there.
Yeah.
But
that was on purpose, Mike. I promise.
Because I think we're nailing the human first part. Yeah.